Greetings everyone. Today is February 15th of 23. Hello. In today's video I will talk about watering and fertilizing. One of the questions I received on a post was about how much and how often do I water my plants. So I decided to make a video and explain in more details what I do, and I will add also fertilizing since they go together. And before I start, I'm not sure if I mentioned this in a last video, but I want to thank Teresa and Dean, I believe. They posted a few of my videos on our fakes. I did not expect that, but that was a nice surprise. Thank you much for that. Okay, so let me just say a few words. Oh, now you can see my plants now. Since just a few days later, now they have more leaves and more branches. When I brought my plants indoor, this is now almost a couple of days now, it's going to be a month or something like that. And before that, for maybe a couple of weeks, there was a period where the plants did not have any lights. They were just getting adjusted to the temperature. And the media at that time was quite dry. I did not water my plants when they were stored into the shed next to the garage. And also when I uppotted, that media had a little more moisture. So I wanted my containers at that time to be lighter so they will be easier for me to carry them downstairs and bring them into my basement. When I started watering, the soil was quite dry. So what I did was I used this pump sprayer. This is 2 gallon. It's convenient for me to handle it. And I would go just through every container for about 8-10 seconds. I will just spray the surface. This is to break the tension. And so after I finish spraying every plant, I will go back and then I will water. And I'm still doing this with my younger plants in my 1 gallon, especially my seedlings. They seem to use quite a bit water now. Oh, by the way, I'm going to just quickly show you. This is my now second grow room. And I will make a video about this room. These are all rooted cuttings from last year, and then in the back are seedlings. Also, I'm going to just talk a little bit of a moisture of the air here. I still ventilate every day. In a corner there is a window, so that's to also reduce the smell. I will talk about that too. Currently there is now 57% humidity and temperature is 71. Humidity goes very quickly up as soon as I stop my dehumidifier, and I had to stop it so you can hear me clearly. But I am collecting 2 gallons in the morning, 2 gallons after work, and then before I go to bed 1 gallon, so that's 5 gallons of water. That water goes back into the barrel and I just recycle that water. I am bringing water from outside. I'm using rainwater still and snow water. It's very interesting how much water you can collect from just one snowfall. So now I'm hoping for the rain because my barrel is getting very low on water. If I have to, I will use tap water. I have a filter to filter that water that I used outside. So that's about humidity. Without the dehumidifier, it will get very, very humid. It goes maybe to 80%. If I stay here for another probably hour or so. So you need a dehumidifier regardless of the size, I would say, of the grow room to run constantly. These plants now, they transpire now. There is more moisture lost through the leaves and as well through the surface of the, those containers, those grow bags. It's open. They're not closed. So for that reason, you need a dehumidifier. It is very important. Okay, so now let me just show you what I did when it comes to watering. I water my plants for about 2 cups. This is what I do. So 2 cups, and I'm going to water this one in the back. What I did was I uncover a little bit of soil. I pushed it to the sides to make like a kind of like a basin. And this video was just want to credit Carlos Rivera and Alex's video. It does make quite a difference, makes it easier. Now when you have a little bit more indentation in the middle, I make it very, very nice kind of gradual slope towards the edges. So it is easier for the plants to absorb water. And I do 2 cups. Then once I finish, then I go back and I will add another cup for my 7 gallons. And my 10 gallons right there in this corner, they will get another round of 2 cups. So 4 cups for the 10 gallons, 3 cups for the 7 gallons. And they will last for 2 days. I did not water for 2 days. Now, in the last 7 days or so, maybe 10 days, I will even wait till my 3rd day. You know, I will just do a touch test, and that's probably the best way to determine whether you need to water your plants. Simply, you're gonna go into the soil, you know, within inch. If I notice any kind of moisture, I would not water. About 1.5 inches to 2, then yes, when it gets dry, really dry, then then it's time to water, and this is 3 days now for me. Another benefit now for these bags, I think so far the system works really good. So any water that will run down, it will stay there and it will be absorbed by the plant. There was only one bag that I found in a corner there, but this was an air pot, so it was plastic container and it had a sharp edge or maybe a pebble, something like that, and it was leaking. All of the other bags are containing the water. I can even see, it's harder for you maybe to see that, but there is slight condensation on the sides of the bags right there, some droplets right there. So that means that there is a nice moisture content inside. Again, I have to mention now with all of my videos regarding watering, fertilizing, pruning, training, I just want to stress this again, that this is just my way of doing this, not saying in any way that you should also do this way. You have to decide for your own reasons. And if you ask growers, 100 growers, they all have differences in watering, fertilizing. You basically create a system that works for you. This is just that works for me right now, and I can change this in the next couple of weeks, who knows. But this is what I'm doing right now. And now regarding fertilizer, so I've been using a weak solution. You can see that a coloration looks like a weak tea. This is my main fertilizer from last year, AgroThrive. Actually, I've been using it now for 3 years, I believe. This is a broken down organic fertilizer based on a fish. And what I think it is, I'm not seeing it exactly on a bottle, but like hydrosolate, this is Dr. Earth, very similar to that probably. It is broken down by enzymatic or fermentation process, so it is instantly available to the plants. In a way, it mimics synthetic fertilizer, but it's only also safer. And I like to use everything organic in my plants fertilizing ways. I watched the videos of Carlos, and that is really tempting to just use a synthetic, granular fertilizer. It will make my life much, much easier. I will have to make one change, though. Instead of using AgroThrive or any of the other fish fertilizers. I also have Alaska. That one I picked only for $10 at the end of the sale in December from Walmart. I will use this organic plant food from Mighty Plant. So last year I tried this. This one comes in a powder and a little bit higher nitrogen there, lower on phosphorus and 6 potassium. This one I tried as a foliar feeding and did not work, since those it will clog the sprayer. So what I would recommend, I will do this now. I will use just a coffee strainer. This is what I use anyways when I use a pump sprayer. My rainwater has some impurities there. So this one is kind of permanent. It has a very, very fine mesh, works great. And I will now start using this at a ratio of, let's see again now, I want to make sure, 2 teaspoons per gallon of water. And this here says every 2 to 3 weeks. So this is going to be my new fertilizer until the plants get outside. Reason is the smell of the fish fertilizer bothers my wife. It really doesn't bother. I'm used to it, you know. I don't like to smell it, but I'm used to it. So for that reason, I'm gonna change. Also, I'm gonna add calcium mag from TPS. I believe that figs need extra calcium and magnesium, and also this clean kelp. This is also to promote healthier plants. You know, it has micro and nutrients, also organic hormones, auxins. So for that reason, I'm going to include this. This is what I use also outside as a foliar spray. If I need, I can also use chelated iron. This is now only for as applying as a soil drench. You're not supposed to use that on the plants that have fruit. Oh, by the way, I'm still using liquid mycorrhiza. It's Orca. Very interesting. They have 5 bacteria here in this brand, and also the same bacteria are contained here. Actually, they have 1 extra on here, plus endomycorrhiza. So I'm still applying this, you know, 1 ml per gallon. It's a very economical way, and I'm just building microbiome in my containers. Hopefully I can see the results once I start potting and see growth of mycorrhiza. And I think I said everything about what I wanted to say. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.